and our core partners, the University of Brighton and Photoworks. And special thanks too to Spectrum Photographic for offering so early on to be one of our main industry sponsors. And I'd like to thank our partners for continuing to be involved and working towards the successful delivery of 2008. These are Brighton Photo Fringe, Charleston, Delaware Pavilion, Fabrica, Old Courtroom, which is part of Brighton and Hove Museums, Photo Forum, Photoworks and University of Brighton Gallery. And thanks and welcome too to our new partners, and these are Aspects Gallery, the Centre for Applied Philosophy, Politics and Ethics, the Design Archives, Photonet, Independent Photographers Gallery, Lighthouse, Magnum, Pallant House Gallery, and the Winchester Gallery. And finally, I'd like to pay special thanks to the Photographers Gallery for their incredible generosity in offering us the use of this space for this evening's launch, and for being so supportive, professional, and such a great pleasure to work with. And I certainly hope we can work again together in the future. I'd just like to take this opportunity also to briefly introduce the biennial team, and I'd like to start with Chloe Hall, who's our administrator, Juliet Buss, Juliet Buss, our education consultant. Let's see you do it again. Bruno Stachel, our communications consultant, and he can be our person you need to contact the press. Okay, no one else. Okay, and now finally, and by no means least, the Biennial and all its partners are delighted that Julian Stallabrass, a writer, critic and curator with an international reputation, has agreed to curate this year's Biennial. And over the past year, he's been working tirelessly with galleries and visual arts organisations to develop an exciting series of exhibitions, publications and events. So here, to present the Brighton Photo Biennial 2008, Memory of Fire, the War of Images and Images of War, and related website, I'd like to hand over now to Julian Stallabrass.
Thanks very much, Helen. We seem to be living under that old Chinese curse of living in interesting times. At a time when our state, and in alliance with the United States, has taken upon itself to, I mean, it'd be exactly their intention, but to destroy the country. They've done that very effectively. When the state arbitrarily imprisons people without any kind of legal representation, kidnaps people, that's what rendition means. There are secret networks of prison bases all across the world. Again, the UK is implicated in that. And where torture is used as well. And the curious thing about all of these elements is that not so much that they're new, that states have done this for quite some time, obviously, but that they're done so openly. That the torture is open, the Guantanamo Bay is, there were images generated out of Guantanamo Bay from the very beginning, images which were supposed, I guess, to speak to the fortitude of the American state and to terrify its opponents. They may have had the opposite effect. So that all this is open and somehow normalised. And it's in these circumstances that I wanted to devote the biennial to thinking about images of war and the war of images under this title borrowed from Eduardo Galeano, A Memory of Fire. It's taken from his extraordinary book, which is an amazing sort of collection of small literary episodes over 900 pages documenting 500 years of Latin American colonization and resistance. So we look at images of war, and in particular, I suppose, the way in which the mediascape and the way in which images have been made, used, circulated, and consumed, really in the time since Vietnam, although there are bits of the biennial which go beyond that too.